Hello students, I hope you all revised the complete introduction what I give you in the previous video and also wrote programs for the equations which I have downloaded from your PDF file. So as I said, today I'll give you a solution for the practice questions. So that's what I'm going to start with. Then I'll give you today some of the PDF file, how exactly you download and copy the content of the Java program into your BlueJ, how exactly you execute. I'll just give you a demo of that. Then I'm going to start with a new program. You all can learn this one now. It's a new one. How do we copy two array into a third array, two arrays into third array? I mean to say, how do you merge two arrays into one more array? Then separating elements means there will be an array with some elements. For example, odd and even numbers both are stored in one single array. Then how do you separate that odd numbers into one array, then separately even into another array? So how exactly these programs? So mainly we are going to practice with the programs in this today's class. So let me go with the very first one, practice questions solutions. So I gave you three programs, one on student and second one on salesman and one more on employee. Let me go through with the very first question. So BlueJ is kept ready. So I go to BlueJ now. I switch over to BlueJ. So very first program. So you all can go through. This is what your first program. Read 5 student name and corresponding mark of a subject. One subject marks you are going to read. And you are going to display the result, means the last column, as pass if the score is above 40. Otherwise you are going to display that as fail, means which is less than 40. So this is the program. We have taken two array. One is name array and one more is a mark array. As all of you know that I for the index purpose. And remember students, today now I have taken in this program result as a string data type. Why? Because we are going to store pass or fail, which is a string data type. And once again, result is not an array, just one single variable. So first is a user friendly message we are giving. We are asking the user to enter 5 student name and marks. So the entire loop is for reading. Then the next loop, we are going to set the result. We are going to display output in a tabular form. For each student, a student by student, we set the result. Immediately we print that student details on the screen. So let us see how exactly this program is working. Then evaluation of the logic I'll give you in the next step. So let me compile this. We'll see the output of this program, how exactly it is working. Then we'll see the evaluation. You can minimize or you can close. Let me minimize this. I'll right click on this. New sample is to create an object. So I'm creating an object now. Object is ready. Now you are ready to execute your program. So click on this void main. Now it is asking you to give an input here. In terminal window. Enter 5 student name and corresponding marks. Let me give the student to 1 name as S1, student 1. The score is 90. Student 2, score I'll give it as 35. Student 3, score I'm giving as 50. See student here. Students, I'm giving the student name separated by a space from one input to the other. So then student 4, I'll give the input as 80. Then student 5, 100. Okay, let me give one more which is a less mark, 25. So all 5 student details are entered. Let me press the enter key to get the output in a tabular form. So this is what your output. See the very first student 90 which is above 40, result you are getting it as pass. Whereas the second one, second student score is 35 which is less than 40, result you are getting it as fail. So this is how you are getting it for the entire list of the student, that is for 5 students. Suppose you want to copy the same input output into your program. If you want to bring it to your program, you can copy the entire thing. Click on copy here option. Then come back to your source code program. Below this program, you can type input / output. So that next time when you are verifying this program, you will be having a program, below the program you will be having output also. You can say paste or you can use the shortcut keys also. So here program, below that you collected your input output also. And when you are storing the detail like this, do not compile. Why? Because these things are not a Java instruction. You will get an error message for that. So what you do, after you store that, you make this as a comment. As you all know, comments are not compiled. It is only for your reference. You are storing the input output of this program here. So this is a program question, content of the program, and below the program you have the input output, so that you all can record all your programs in this manner. So whenever you want to revise or anything, you can see the question, you can see the program, and below the program you can see the input output of this program also. Now as I said, this is the execution or demo of this program. Let me explain. This is the logic part of the program. Main logic part of the program is here. This very first for loop is only for reading the content of an array. As you all know how exactly we read this part is common for most of your programs where you are reading the content, and here exactly each time, each and every question, the logic part of the program will keep varying. So let us see how exactly the logic of the program is working. So let me explain. I tried my level best so that you all can able to understand. So this is the logic part I have taken from the program. This is what the working of the logic, how exactly I am explaining here. Now result is just one single variable, whereas name is an array, mark is an array. Suppose if my inputs of this arrays are S1, S2, that is student 1 to 5, and if the content of the mark array is 45, 25, 67, 89 and 15. With this input, after you read the array, this is what your content of an array. Then how exactly we are going to set the result for each student, how exactly we are going to get the output on the screen. That is what I am going to evaluate. First time, when I is pointing to 0, when I is pointing to 0 here, see I is an index which is pointing to 0, means for the very first student is pointing to. So 0 is less than 5, condition is true, it will enter to the loop body. So mark of 0, so mark of 0, if you check, what is there in mark? 45. So here we are checking. See here students, this part I have written only for you to understand what is the evaluation of this step. I have written here. So it as good as you are writing or you are checking for if whether 45 is above 40 or not. That's what you are going to check in this line. So 45 is above 40, condition true, it will come and reach this result is equal to pass. So the value of result will be set in a memory as pass. Then after this, it won't go to the else part, it will come and reach this SOPLN statement, and here we are going to print nm of I. What is the value of I? I is pointing to 0, so we are printing nm of 0, which is S1 on the screen. Student 1 will get displayed on the screen. Then it will go to the next column, which is marks. \T is for the tab space, and marks will be displayed. M of I, what is the value of I? 0. So mark of 0, you will get the output as 45 here. Then when you come to the result part, result has been set already with pass, that value will get displayed on the screen here. So this is what for the first student you are getting the output. So in the second iteration, as it loops back to the I++, when I value becomes now 1. So 1 is less than 5, condition true, again it comes here m of 1. So what is there in m of 1? So I value will come to 1 now. When I comes to 1, so mark of 1 will be 25. So you are checking whether 25 is above 40. Condition is false. It will go to the else part. In the else part, we are setting the result with fail. So here in the memory, result has been changed to now fail for the second student. That's what the result has been set for this particular student. Then it will come and reach the SOPLN statement. nm of I is pointing to 1. nm of 1 is S2 will get displayed on the screen. Then mark of 1 will be 25. That's what you are getting it here. So 25 will get displayed on the screen here. Then when you come to the result part, what is collected in result? Fail for the second student. Why? Because mark is less than 40. That's what you are going to get it here. Then like this only, when I comes to 2, means when I value comes to 2, here also I is pointing to 2. So when I is 2, again it checks the condition. Accordingly here the mark of I is 67. 67 is above 40, the result will be set with pass. Result will be set with pass. Again you will get the same output on the screen here, that is what S3 you are getting, then you are getting the output as 67 here and the result as pass you are getting. Then when I comes to 3, when I comes to 3 here, mark of 3 will be above 89. Again for the next student also you will get student 4, output is 89 and result is pass. When I comes to 4, when I comes to 4 means the fifth record, I is 4, 4 is less than 5, condition true comes here. So what is the value you are checking for? Mark of 4, which is nothing but 15. 15 is not above 40, it will go to the else part, the result will be set as fail. Set as fail. Then it comes here, you are going to print that last record, NM of 4, you will get the output as S5, then you will get the output as 15 for this, and the last student you will get the result as fail here. So this is how the logic works. When I comes to 5 students here, when I comes to 5 there is no more record here, 5 is not less than, terminates the for loop. So this is what the execution, this is the array, and finally this is what the output you are going to get out of this program. Now we will go with the second program, that is salesman program. Here similar to the student, instead of calculating result field, we are going to calculate commission. So let me go to the BlueJ, so where I kept program ready. So this is the program here to read 5 salesmen and the corresponding sales, and we are going to calculate commission. To calculate the commission there is a criteria. If sale is less than 5,000, for that particular salesman 0 commission, means no commission will be given to him. If a sale is above or equal to 5,000, then 5% of sales will be calculated or will be given as commission for that particular salesman. So here I have taken 2 array, one string array for salesman name, sales array to take the sales of each salesman. Here we are giving a message to give 5 salesman name and corresponding sales. The main loop here it is only to read an array. Once you read, we are going to display output in a tabular form. Here we start, instead of setting, we are calculating commission here. So we have a criteria for the first salesman. We are going to check whether the sale is above or less than 5,000. Based on that, commission will be set as 0 or 5%. Now how do we write 5% here? 5% will be written as 5.0 by 100. I have written the comment also here, you all can go through. Then immediately for that very first salesman, immediately you will get output on the screen, name, sales and the commission, how much that very first salesman is getting. Next time I will be incremented by 1. For the second salesman, commission will be calculated, and so on it calculates for all the 5 salesmen. Let us see how exactly this program is working now. Let me compile this. No errors. You can minimize or you can also close this. Let me minimize. Now right click on this, click on new sample to create object, say OK here. Right click on this, click on the void main. Now it is asking you to enter salesman name. So let me give S1 for the first salesman name, and the sales made by this salesman is, let me give it as 1,500. Second salesman 2, let me give it as 6,000 is a sale made by this salesman. Third salesman 7,500 is a sale. Salesman 4, 4,000 is a sale. Salesman 5, here I will give it as 7,000 as sales. Now I entered all 5 inputs. The moment I press enter key, I am going to get the output of this program. if you all can observe, the very first salesman sale is 1500, which is less than 5000. So that particular salesman is getting the commission as 0. If you check the second salesman, the sale is above 5000, above or equal to 5000. So here he is getting the commission as 300. So on like this. Now as I told you, you can copy this, click and drag to select the entire input output. Go to options, click on copy. Now come back to your source code. Here, as I told you, you can make this as comment now. Type the heading, input, output. Now here, click on paste. So input output is pasted into your source program. So you can see your program here, working program, and the input output of this program. Now I want to explain how exactly the logic part is working. So I have extracted only the logic part for you to understand. Let me evaluate the logic part of this program. So here the same for loop is repeated for 5 times starting from 0, because index number start from 0. So one salesman name and the corresponding sales. Commission is just one single ordinary variable. The initial value is 0. So for the first, salesman, we are going to check the sales. Now 5500 for the first time when I is pointing to 0. So sale is how much? Now here, so sales we are checking here. So for your reference, I'll write the evaluation of this if condition. It comes as it is if sales of I is pointing to 0. How much is stored here? 5500. It is as good as you are checking is 5500 is above. So as good as you are checking whether 5500 is above 5000. Okay, here in if condition it's supposed to be, it is not 40, it's supposed to be 5000. Above 5000, this is less than 5000, then commission is 0. So very first employee, or you can say salesman, sale is 5500, which is above 5000. It will go to the else part. So commission will be set as 5% of sales. Sales of I is pointing to 0. So sales of I will be what? 5% of 5500. You will get the commission as 275. You can calculate. This is a calculated result. I am typing it here. So 275 you will get it. Then immediately it will come and reach this statement SOPLN. First column we are printing the salesman name. So output you will get it as salesman 1. Then sales you will get it as 5500. Then commission you are going to get it as 275. So second salesman, as it goes to the second I++, so it will loop back I++. When I comes to the second record, when I is pointing to 1, so when I comes to 1 index number, here we are checking sales of I means sales of 1. So what is there in sales of 1? 1200. So your condition becomes as good as 1200 is above 5000. But it is not so. Condition false. I mean to say 1200 is here condition supposed to be less than 1200 is less than 5000. This is what the evaluation 1200. Yes, it is less than. Condition true. Commission is set as 0. So for the second employee, commission will be set as 0. Immediately it will come and reach the SOPLN. So second salesman name will be displayed as S2. Then commission is 0 here and sale is 1200. Commission you will get it as 0. Then I++. When I goes to the, I mean to say it will loop back I++. When I goes to 2, 0, 1, 2. So I comes to 2 location. I comes to 2 location here. So sale of I is how much? 6,000. So here it comes and reaches this. So here it is 6,000. 6,000 is less than 5,000. Condition false. It is not less than, it is above. It will come and reach the else statement and commission will be set as 300. Then again it comes and reaches this statement and you will get the output as NM of 2. NM of 2 is how much? S3. Then sales of 2 is 6,000. Then how much is stored in commission? 300. So this is what the value you get. Next time when I goes to, after this updation part, I plus plus, I becomes now 3. So when I comes to 3, so here when I comes to 3, so it will come and reach the if condition here. So what is there? Sales of 3, you can check in the array. Sales of 3 is 7,000. If 7,000 is less than 5,000, condition false. It goes to the else part and commission will be set with 350 for this salesman. So 350 is the commission. Again it will come and reach this. Name of 3, you will get it as S4. Then sale of that particular salesman is 7,000. Then commission you are going to get it as 350. Then after printing again it will loop back I plus plus. Now I becomes 4 as the last record. So when I comes to 4, here also it comes to 4 in an array, comes to the 4th location. So here, so what is there in sales of 4? 3,000. So students, you check this. Now 3,000 is less than 5,000 where salesman is not getting any commission. Condition is true here. Commission will be set as 0 for this salesman. It is 0 now. So after this it will come and it won't go to the else part. It will come and reach the SOPLN statement, printing statement. As it is the last record, you will get a salesman name as S5. I mean to say name of 4. Name of I is nothing but name of, why? Because I value is pointing to 4. Name of 4 is S5. Then sales of that particular salesman is 3,000. Then commission, since it is less than 5,000, no commission, 0 you will get it. So once you print this, after this when I comes to the next location here, I plus plus, I will come to the next location 5, but here no more records. So when I comes to 5, here 5 is not less than 5, condition false, it terminates the loop, and by the time you would have got your output as displayed here. This is what your output. So I hope you all have understood the evaluation of this step-by-step evaluation. So this is what your logic where you have to concentrate, and this is what the working of an array. Hope you all have understood this program. Let me come back to the program here, that is the one which I was explaining, and the last program is about the employee. This program employee is also similar to the salesman program only. That is the reason I am not going to give you solution. Now I am not giving you any demo of this, but solution will be written in the PDF file. So you all can able to download this PDF file. So here this program contains the very first question solution, second program solution also, and the third program, as I said, employee student employee program is also written here. So here there is a solution. You can go through with this and you can try the same program on your system. Now I'll tell you, if you get your PDF file like this, as I said, how exactly you are going to get, how exactly you are going to copy the program into your BlueJ, and how exactly you are executing that. Now you can click on this. For example, let me see this program. So you want to copy this program into your BlueJ. I want to check this. So if you, this is the PDF file what you have downloaded. Starting from here, click and drag so that the entire thing will be selected like this. You can use your shortcut key. Control C you can press Control C. Now go to BlueJ, come back here. You can create a new class. You can give one class name. For that class, select the entire thing. Control A will be selected the entire program. Delete the one which is there already. Now click on paste. So you are going to paste what you selected from the PDF file. Now this is your program, the third one, that is the HRADA calculation program. You can execute this program. You can execute this. See, no errors, readily compiled and kept it ready. You can execute and check the output of this program. Hope you can practice employee program. Now let me come back to the one which the objectives of today's video. I told you I'll be explaining copying two arrays into third array and separating elements into separating elements and storing it in a different array. These two programs I don't want to cover up in today's video. Next video I am going to give you this. So time being, you practice only 3 programs and come back for the next video or next session. Thank you all.